Yeah, the whole Busted thing, like that. I remember them being on Frank Skinner. Remember the Frank Skinner show, the talk show that he had for a bit, and he had the old people playing. They were his band.
Yeah,
I can't remember the name of the band. The other two from Busted, not Charlie. They were on there, and Charlie didn't show up. And oh no, I think they might have split up at the time actually, but them two were there. And Frank Skinner asked them something like, why isn't there a new Busted album coming out? And instantly, like, it wasn't Matt Willis, it was the other dude. He just goes, Charlie hates us. Simple as that. Charlie hates us. But yeah, as the years have gone by, obviously it's a cash grab as well. You get the anniversary, they get back together, they go on tour. They're going to make money from it. But I think, people mature, don't they? They grow up, they mature, and they go, actually, it was a bit of fun. We were good, we were popular. Let's go back on tour. I'll do this. It's cool. And, they're all friends again now. And they go, I think they did an album as well. I'm pretty certain they did an album when they got back together. I can't remember. Because Busted, the other two members were doing the whole McBusted thing with McFly, weren't they?
Yeah. They all went on like that usual tour where everybody gets together. Sorry, mate, I'm just bringing up Robbie Williams' new song that he was shooting in London.
Oh, okay.
As we're talking about music, and I bought it up.
Yeah.
I can't flipping remember the name of it. Sorry.
Do you know we've got we've come in with
Rocket.
Oh, okay.
He was recording it. He's broke with Guy Chambers again.
Did he not learn his lesson?
No. So he got back with Guy Chambers, re-recorded with Take That, got really, really popular again, and now he's gone, right, let's do it on my own again.
It's my time.
It's my time to shine. So the new song were called Rocket. They were doing the video in Trafalgar Square, I believe, last week, as it was all over every social media little app you can get. And it's collaborated with Deep Purple and and somebody else anyway. And he's formed with his drummer from the band. So it's going to be a car crash.
Oh.
Because drummers don't know music very well.
Yeah. No, I'm not.
No.
I don't mean that.
Name me 5 big drummers, singers, songwriters, not singer-songwriters, obviously. 5.
Don Henley from the Eagles. No, seriously, yeah, Don Henley from the Eagles.
Don't work out, does it?
Stevie Wonder? Can we count? He does play. He played drums on these albums.
You're not having Stevie Wonder. That's like having Dave Grohl.
He did play. Oh, Dave Grohl. Yeah.
No,
okay.
you're not.
We'll
having,
have Grohl.
You're not, because he only played the drums in one bloody band. 1.5. I'll give you Queens of the Stone Age.
1.5. First Foos album, last Foos album. He played drums on as well.
Still only 1.5.
Hey, they fired Josh Freese as well.
Did they?
New drummer Josh Freese. Been in the band 2 years. Obviously not done anything because Grohl can't keep it in his pants. So the Foos aren't allowed to go out and play anymore.
So he's been fired.
And they've let him go. Josh, I don't think the Foos have announced anything yet, but Josh Freese put a thing up on his Instagram. Just letting everybody know that I've just been fired from the Foo Fighters. It's the first time I've ever been let go from a band.
Bear with me. The Foo Fighters.
The Foo Fighters. And yeah, he's like, I don't know why. I'll keep you posted. That's pretty much it. He's going to be okay. Josh Freese is like, he is the drummer's drummer. He plays in a million fucking bands. And he's always going to have a gig. He's always going to be playing drums somewhere for somebody. But he's like, it's the first time in his career he's ever been let go from a band. Like, normally it's him just going, I've got this other gig, I'm going to go do that. And 2 years later, they've gone, yeah, you're fired.
Wow.
It's like, why? The rumour is it's going to be what's Taylor's kid name? Shane. I think it's Shane. Yeah, Shane Hawkins. The rumour is they're going to bring Shane Hawkins into the
Yeah,
band.
because
but-
that's what we like seeing, a load of old men touring with a little kid.
Yeah.
It's a bit weird.
I think he needs Ernie Stripes first as
I
well.
think he does need Ernie Stripes. He can't just moonwalk into the Foo Fighters.
Foo Fighters.
You can't just moonwalk into it.
I always relate this like to like Austin Dickinson, who's Bruce Dickinson's son, and his bands that he's done. I can't remember the names. I'm be honest with you. The first time his first band, I heard from, there was an EP that they put out and it was free with like Metal Hammer or something like that, and it was really good. And let's face it, he's the son of Bruce Dickinson, the singer of Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
He could have easily gone on tour with Iron Maiden. He could have gone, "Can you get us on the tour?" And Bruce would have gone, "Yeah." "Can you get us a slotted download?" "Yeah." But he didn't want that. He wanted to do it on his own merit.
You don't know. He may have wanted that, and his dad may have said,
No. It was all out there in public domain. He didn't want that. He wanted to earn it on his own merit. Now I know Steve Harris's daughter, Lauren, I think her name is. She did end up like kind of getting a foot in the door through her old man, but that's fine. Whatever. And it's. I think he needs to go join a couple of fucking bands, go play some grotty pubs, like,
Yeah.
and
get him at Working Man's Club.
I mean, the other one as well is Nick Collins, isn't
I
it?
want him in the Working Man's Club with a band that plays the following songs. I want Enter the Sandman as the opener.
Yeah. Get him doing the Clubland tour in the UK. He's just knocking out Oasis.
Just knocking out Oasis. Enter the Sandman. Yeah, that's a real use of his skill.
Yeah.
No, I think he should earn his stripes. I don't think I need earn my stripes if take that call though, because Jason Orange has been out.
No.
I've been rehearsing for years.
Yeah, you're ready for
I
that,
am
Pete.
ready
for
to
that.
go. I'm ready to go.
Yeah. And if Howard ever decides he wants to call it a day and they need a new Howard, I'm there.
You're the new Howard.
I'm the new Howard.
You could. A beautiful world. Anyway, it's Sunday. Soft
Tis Sunday.
opening. We have kicked it off again. We didn't do a podcast last week, did
No, we didn't. I was out on some sunny travels.
we? You were out on sunny tours.
You went somewhere as well, I think.
don't know where I went
I
last
did
week.
say we could do it later in the evening, but you replied with, "I'm at a lake." I don't know, like something like that. "I'm at a lake."
Oh, that was it. I went to Alderford Lake.
Oh, there you go. I was going to say we've broken into the show talking about music, and that kind of leads me into a couple of subjects that we could have spoke about last week, but we didn't because we weren't here. And
Go on, then.
The first one's the Lemmy statue.
Oh,
Because that
yeah.
was a couple of weeks ago, wasn't it?
It was.
Now you went.
Our raving reporter.
Our Raven reporter, Cleon Bewley, travelling the depths and breadths of
Stoke-on-Trent.
of Burslem. Now, we've both been very I was quite positive about it until you convinced me otherwise. You know, I was fully on the Cleon train with this one, and I'm like, why? Where's Robbie's statue? You convinced me. You talked me out of it until I went and saw it.
Yeah.
And I went, oh, that's why.
No. This doesn't happen very often, children, but you just about see Cleon completely humbled. I went to the Lemmy statue full of Let's Talk About the Ace of Spades, because that's the only song you guys know. Wow, I was ignorant. Like the most ignorant of ignorant person. So I went out with, and you've seen how I approach people for interviews. Very friendly, excuse
Yeah.
me, blah, 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 excuse me. I only got one yes all day. And I asked, and I counted how many people I asked. I asked 52. And I got one yes all day. And I got 52 no's, but can I talk to you off camera
Oh, okay.
without recording?
Right.
I had such a nice day talking about not to old rockers is kind of a slight onto the people.
Yeah.
But it was the anti-establishment guys, the people that have been through the trend of the bike, the
Yeah.
heavy metal their entire life. So they're very much carbon dated at roughly Lemmy's age now.
Right.
And they were talking about the fondness of the memories, the time, the anti-establishment, what Lemmy stood for. And by the end of it, I'm kind of going, yes, yeah, he does
Yeah.
deserve a statue. This city does deserve a museum. It does. Where Burslem's bloody old dilapidated Dragon's Hall is, or the cockpit, or that old fucking theatre thing, with the music where they want to put the museum next to it. Let's open up a music museum for Stoke-on-Trent, and let's make that square the musical square. We've got Lemmy in there already, so we've got a bass player. Let's put a singer in there next. We've got Robbie Williams. We need a synthesized player. We've got Candy Flip. Let's get Candy Flip in there. We've got. I'm running low now. We've got people that
we're going to have to do Slash, aren't we?
Well, we can't do Slash. We can't do Slash.
We're going to have to give in. And
we can't do Slash just because we need a bloody guitar. You need to get your guitar out and do something on it. Get your guitar out. We'll do a few videos and then we'll put you up in there.
Do you know what, man? I was at work on the day because I played.
Dead nice.
I played a small part in the day's events. Now,
yeah, Mr. I am full stop working.
I am working.
Picture.
I'm working. I was working. I couldn't go out and interview and talk to people because I was actually working. I was like, so part of the celebrations, the company I work for, Music Mania, we put on Motor Headache at the Mitchell Arts Centre.
Yeah.
Which tribute band, and they're very, very good as well. Very good tribute band. The guy who does Lemmy's called Rob. He's proper sound. And we put them on at the Mitchell Arts Centre. Now this was all arranged before anything else had been arranged. Mm-hmm. And then they had the evening at Grumpy Bastards Motorcycle Club, which is up at Burslem Way. So there was two kind of things going on, and it needed it because loads of people wanted to stay out and do things after. So having a couple of events in the city was great. So I was working on the day, but we were watching some kind of live streams and stuff on Facebook. There was a woman who was like literally, she was in the top floor of a building in Burslem, hanging out, like it looked like somebody was bloody holding onto her ankles. She was leaning that far out the window with a phone, live streaming, and the crowds up there and the atmosphere, it just looked intense. It looked ace. The amount of people that turned out for it. And then so I finish work and I go down to the Mitchell Arts Centre, and I'm a representative of the company. I'm a representative of the promoter, Mike.
Yeah, you're high-fiving.
And I'm making sure the band are okay. I'm making sure the punters are okay. The MAC have got its own staff to deal with other bits and bobs, but I'm kind of like running about and just making sure everybody's good and whatnot. And then, you do get to have your 5-10 minutes where you're, you get to sneak in and watch the band and whatnot. But I ended up sneaking upstairs because they've got a little balcony at the MAC, and sitting upstairs kind of out of the way and just watching the band as well. And you've been to the Mitchell Arts Centre. Yeah. Nice. It's a lovely small theatre.
Comms room, thank you very much.
It's a lovely small theatre. 300 odd seater, something like that. It's really nice. I love the Mitchell Arts Centre. And it's fixed seating, so it's a bit of a strange one. It's a metal gig, but it's seated. It's a seated theatre, but
there's enough standing room in between the seats.
Like you said, a lot of the clientele are of an older generation for a Motorhead gig, so having a seat is not necessarily a bad thing. However, never seen a mosh pit in there, Cleon. Saw one on that day.
Did you?
Definitely saw one on that day.
Wow.
Everybody like to the front, like right by the stage and jumping around, and I'm just like, this is ace. They were having a right good time. And one of the things which I thought was really good from the night is the staff at the MAC. They're not used to having like metal bands on there and whatnot, and they're not used to interacting with metal fans. And every single one of them who I spoke to were like, oh, isn't everybody so nice? And I think people have still got this, like, they think old metalhead or bikers and something, and they think like Trouble.
I've never got that because I've always known the most biggest, horriblest metalhead to stop and help an old woman across the road. I've never understood that correlation.
But people do. Like they think it's this scary, kind of like angry, everybody's going to be drunk and whatnot. And I just don't like people don't get it, and they were like, "Oh, isn't everybody dead nice?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's metalheads. If you want to go to the friendliest gig ever, go to a metal gig because everybody's dead nice. They literally just want to turn up, get drunk, and have a good time. That's it, and they're all happy and smiley and loving life. That's every metal gig I've ever been to. I've never had grief at a metal gig. Tell you where I have had grief: indie gig."
Oh, at an indie gig I've had.
Britpop gig.
I've only ever had grief at a Britpop and an indie gig.
Yeah.
Hip hop, no. Metal, no. Rock, no. Indie, yeah, loads of times. The loafer wearing sunshine.
Yeah.
No, I'm trying to think of other gigs I've had. Oh, Rod Stewart.
Did you have grief?
Did
you get in the way? Did you get in the way of an old lady looking at Rod?
Mate, I saw the first 5 rows of a Rod Stewart gig get ejected.
Mate,
that was the first. We were on the 6th row of a Rod Stewart gig at Liverpool Echo Arena, right at the front. Now you've seen. I'll show you the pictures. I'm literally sitting on Rod's knee. It's 5 rows of drunken women, Dave, aged between 50 and 65. Right? And the odd husband. And the odd husband, he's only there for driving. He's there for no other reason.
He's picked up his missus and all the mates.
He's picked up his missus, her and 6 of her mates. They've been on the bottle for the best part of since 2 o'clock in the afternoon. They've come see Rod Stewart and they've come have a good time. So anyway, the first thing that took me back, Dave, was this one security guard who was sitting on the stage.
Okay.
So one security guard. He was about 20, mate.
He doesn't know how this is going to work.
He doesn't know how this is going to work. So one of the women, it was a big party. So one of the women's proudly announced, "I'm going on the fucking stage." And with that, she went on the stage. Now, when I say she just went on the stage, Dave, she just went on the stage. She just
went on the stage.
She just went on. The security guard didn't know what to do. They must have gone.
Just not expecting it. Like.
It's a Rod Stewart gig. There's not going to be any trouble at a Rod Stewart gig. Let's put 5 stewards on stage, on work that day for the whole arena. She just announced that she was getting on the stage, and she walked out with 3 of her mates, went to the bar, then formed a conga line from the back of the auditorium, from the back of the arena, and went straight up on the stage with Rod Stewart. Security guard couldn't handle it. He's moved her off the stage. A bit of beer's fallen on one of the women who's in the middle of this front row party.
Yeah.
She thought it was somebody else who threw the beer. Rod Stewart had to stop the gig while they sort out these 5 rows that are right at the front of his stage. Just imagine.
Jesus Christ.
There's just women headbutting each other and throwing each other around. And I've just done this with my mum. Mum, just stand back a minute. Just watch this trouble.
Your mum's taking her shoes off. She's ready to jump in.
Mum's got her eye heel in her hand going, "Come on then." And giving it all. I've been Jay-Z gigs. I've been Dr. Dre gigs. I've been Eminem gigs in the late 90s in London. I've been all types of gigs. I've never seen as much violence as I saw in a Rod Stewart gig, and it was no men.
It's a weird one, isn't it, man? Because we have it like. We book for Stoke-on-Trent. We book Gordon Hendricks, who is regarded as one of the world's greatest Elvis impersonators. And yeah, the clientele for that gig, it's just like it's ruthless, like old women trying to get front row seats, and it honestly, like they're just it's a nightmare. I dread to think what it's like at an actual gig. He's doing normally in Stoke. Gordon does 2 shows, so he'll do one at the Mac in summer time, and it's called One Night with You, and it's not just Elvis. He does like loads of like Johnny Cash and
Neil
stuff
Diamond,
like that.
Johnny Cash, everything in that vocal range.
He does that. Yeah. He does that kind of thing, and then at Christmas, he'll do the King's Hall, where he does the King's voice, the big stage. He's got the full band. He's got the backing singers. It's, he's got the orchestra, not the orchestra. He's got the kind of mini tiny orchestra.
It's got the tape player in the bottom.
And it's all like it's the big gig. But this year, as part of the Stoke 100 celebrations, he's bringing the King's voice to the Mac. So he's doing 2 nights at the Mac where he's doing the King's Voice show. Now he's had to shrink the band down because the stage is smaller than the King's Hall, but it's still going to be the same show. Now at least the King's Hall's big.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People have got room to kind of step to the side if they want to stand up and have a dance and whatnot. The Mac's not that big. It's like 300, like I say, it's 300 people ish. I think it's going to get a little bit full and a little bit like, I don't know how I feel about this.
We will be doing a podcast in the Mitch Memorial within the next 2 years.
I would, you know what?
I would love to do a pod in the Mitch.
What I would love to do is actually use the Mac and use the auditorium and the seating itself to interview people from the city who've had a lot to do with performing arts and theatre and music, and actually use that as a place to sit and talk to people. Where starting with people from the Mac, like Harriet, who's the CEO, the chairwoman. I don't know what the official title is. Director, I think it's director of the Mac, and some like Mike Lloyd. You know what I mean? Who's been putting bands on in the city for decades.
I'd give you Mike Lloyd.
But just talking to people in the industry, you know what I mean. I think that'd be ace. Like setting a camera up, sitting in the theatre, nice setting, talking, interviewing. That'd be cool. And then eventually to to be able to put something on there and whatnot. It'd be very cool.
Very Zane Lowe. That's how. That's how I see the interview with Mike Lloyd going as well.
Be lovely. I'll have to see if I can set that up one day.
Yeah, no, that is exactly how I see the Mike Lloyd interview.
There's just God, man, the stories that he could bloody tell. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He put.
I was reading his bio the other. I was reading his bio.
He put the Beatles on, man.
Well, not just the Beatles, the Bay City. Everyone goes on about the bloody Beatles. Yeah, Bay City Rollers, Stones, I think.
Do you know he's got a photo? Right.
There's so many. It's literally
he's got
T-Rex, I think. It's the ABC of the good big bands of that day.
He's got a photo in his back office of Elton John, and it's Elton John on his piano, and it's the only photo he's got from the only time that he was able to get Elton John at the Victoria Hall. And it's a black and white photo, and he's mid-performance, like singing on the piano, and it's framed and whatnot, and he's just like, that's the only time I was able to get him, and it's the only photo I've got from that night, which is kind of cool. He's got old posters and stuff from gigs that he put on. Shalimar, he put Shalimar on back in the day. He put Lonnie Donegan on his very last tour. I think he passed away mid-tour, so he was like the last person to put Lonnie Donegan on in Stoke. He's got a tour poster of Gene Vincent and Bebopaloola and all that, like, and I'm like, it's a lovely poster, and I was like, bloody hell, man, it's lovely. An old Gene Vincent poster from like the early 60s, late 50s, early 60s for a UK tour. And I'm like, what was that from? And he went, I was in his band. I'm like, what? He goes, yeah, I was in Gene Vincent's backing band for I was in Gene Vincent's backing band for the UK tour. And I'm like, that's ace. That is ace.
As a man, as a musician, before he got to a promoter, he learnt the trade first.
Do you know what it was? Do you know what
he was in? Yeah, I read his auto. His auto. When was he? When did I read his bio? It was Thursday or Friday when I was planning future episodes.
Do you know why he stopped playing?
No, it doesn't say that.
DJs.
Oh.
DJs. So traditionally, back in the day, if you had a night on, the music was provided by a live band. So you would have a band that would be playing the songs of the time. So you go to a club now, And let's say it's a modern club, it plays modern music, and it plays the songs that are in the charts now.
Yeah.
And you got a DJ doing that. Well, back in the day, it would be a band. A band would learn all the songs,
obviously. Yeah.
But then they started bringing in celebrity, quote unquote, radio DJs. And so
as Radio 1 started, well, not
yeah,
Radio
so your
1.
radio
Your
DJs,
pirates.
your pirate Kenny Everett, whatnot, and they'd come and they would play the records instead.
Mm-hmm.
And then people very quickly cottoned on to the fact that you don't have to be a radio DJ to play a record in a club. So DJs started popping up that wouldn't be on the radio. They'd just play the records
Whoever
in
had the
the
most
clubs.
records.
And it's just like, and it's at that point when you realise that the traditional band that plays in the theatres and the clubs is not needed anymore. So why would you pay a band when you can pay one guy to bring his record collection?
So he partnered with one of his friends and opened up music vinyl stores.
Terry Blood.
Terry, that's
Terry
it.
Blood. Anyway, we're going off track.
We're getting way off. We're giving a bio of someone.
So I went up to the Lemmy statue.
Yes.
A couple of days later. I couldn't go up on the day.
Did you touch the nose?
No.
Not of Lemmy.
I was going to say I couldn't
Of
reach.
the-
Of the thing.
The Ting.
The thing. No.
I forgot what it's called. It's a Motorhead thing.
Yeah. I'm trying. I don't really want to because everybody's going to. You see, like over the years, where people like touch certain parts of
licked
of a
it.
bronze statue and then it wears away.
I went full Gene Simmons on it.
No, I went up to see it and I was just like, wow. I was blown away. The photos online look good. The statue looks really good. When you go and see it in person,
Brilliant statue,
that's when
isn't
you see how good it actually is.
I give it
It's
the
like,
sculptor.
wow, that's amazing.
Even down to the.
How long before somebody's up there trying to play the bass?
I think it was already done on the statue unveiling. Did you see the video?
They couldn't get the thing off.
Oh,
Could they?
what a cock up!
The guy with the stick.
Ladies and gentlemen, the statue unveiling of Lemmy was pure Stoke-on-Trent theatre. It was stuff of Stoke-on-Trent theatre. So first and foremost, they used a parachute to cover it. Now, I don't know if you know a thing about a parachute, Dave, or anything about parachutes, but parachutes are mainly string. Because when you're pulling on the parachute, it changes direction and things like that. So you've got loads of string on the inside of parachutes. And some guy never thought of that. You could have just used a bed sheet. Now, don't get me wrong, it looked fantastic for the picture when the sun's shining through the parachute.
Yeah.
And you can just see the outline of a guy playing. But when you try and pull it off, it just got caught on everything. So some poor youth had to jump up onto the statue,
Use a stick.
use 2 or 3 sticks. That video I put up makes cut to high heaven. That was a 17-minute video.
I saw other bits as well. Like
17 minutes. So it went 10, 9. They started at 10 for one. You don't need start at 10 for a countdown.
1, 2, 3.
That was exactly it. And they went 3, 2, 1. Oh no, it hasn't worked. Hang on a minute. And you know that weird awkwardness. So the podcaster from the Motorhead podcast.
Yeah.
He was there as well. I got a picture with him.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was from the podcast. I also didn't know who Phil
Campbell.
I didn't know who he was. I also didn't know who the American manager was.
Right.
Do you know when I figured out who they were?
Go on.
When they left.
When they left.
Do you know when I was sitting here, and here, talking? I got a picture with the podcaster.
Yeah.
Because he told me what he did. So I was like, oh, what do you do? He's like, oh, I'm a podcaster.
Oh, he interviewed Mike a few weeks back about the unveiling and everything on the podcast.
I know he was telling me, but I wasn't
Yeah.
paying attention. So we had... So Cleon's sitting with Phil with the pushback hair.
Yeah.
Pushback hair and blah, blah, blah. I've got a great picture if I just pull my phone out. And I'm asking everyone what they do. And it was at that moment where I went, at future heavy metal unveilings, I need Dave. Just to identify the people I'm talking
Yeah.
to.
If it wasn't working, I'd have been there. And
I just thought,
that's,
what a fumble.
Do you know, we were in the process of, we were trying to arrange Phil Campbell, because Phil Campbell's band, the Bastard Sons, we were in the process of actually booking Phil Campbell and the Bastard Sons.
He's a lovely guy, you know.
But the issue we had was he was already touring,
Yeah.
or they'd already set a tour up, and they were playing dates around this time close to the city, so they didn't want to impact the sales, because they were playing like Wolverhampton as well, and they
Yeah.
didn't want to impact the sales by squeezing a date in Stoke. So it did fall through, which is a shame.
So on our
but yeah.
TikTok video, you see me videoing the bikes coming up.
Yeah.
Now, from where I am in Burslem there, I'm at the bus stop side. So I'm just before the bus stop. So there was a load of railings here. And there was like a private walkway. So
Yeah.
no one was on the road, no one was there. And I was there. It was a little bit raised. So it was perfect for looking at the statue, even though I was at the back of him, looking at the crowd, and then looking at the bikes. And I was standing and I'm talking to a group of blokes. And in that group of blokes are those people.
Yeah.
And it was only as they left, there was a few older people around me like this. Like, you know when people want to take a picture, but they don't want to ask?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm thinking, I'm standing there going, because everyone's kind of going around me. And I thought it's me because my ego's like that. But it wasn't, Dave. No.
Clown from here.
Yeah, it was fell from Motorhead, but really nice guy. I didn't speak to him about anything to do with Motorhead. I asked him what he was here
Just
for.
general chin wagging.
What are you for, matey? Oh, I'm here to watch the statue and
Yeah.
stuff.
I'm
aren't you?
unveiling the statue and putting Lemmy's ashes in there.
Yeah. What do you do, matey? Oh, I do podcasts. Oh, do you? Yeah, what type? I've just got to go over there for 2 minutes. Next thing I know, he's got the mic. In his hand and he's bloody unveiling the stuff, and I'm just standing there going, missed opportunity here, really, Cleon, isn't it? Because they came from, there was like a private thing where the museum's going to be,
Yes.
and it was just across the road. And
Yeah.
it was only when you start looking to where these people have come from. But my mind was somewhere else that day because of previous events that had gone on that week.
Well, we in the shop, you know, we were getting a lot of people phoning us and coming in. This is in the months leading up to it. We had a couple of guys who landed from like Sweden who were like, "Can you tell us anything about the unveiling?" And this is before anything had really been announced. And we're like, "No, we can't at the moment. We just don't know. Nothing's been announced yet." And yeah, so, you know, loads of interest from all over the world. Like I say, I went up on the Monday after and went and had a really good look at it. And I'm just like, you know what? It's lovely and it's really nice. And where they've put it as well is perfect. It's just like, you know what I mean? It's where everybody's going to drive past, and it's the main road that takes you through Stoke.
Just need to move
You
it
know what
back
I mean?
for that triangle.
But I think it's perfect where it is. I think it's really nice where it is. There's a couple of benches there, and you know it's next to the town hall, which I know is not used as a town hall anymore, but the town hall's still there. You've still got the Ceramica spike on the bus station, on the bus stop. You've seen that,
yeah.
like the failed Ceramica.
The failed Ceramica. We're going to celebrate pots. No, you're not.
I was there was video screens in Ceramica that played stuff from the area. I was on one of them films. Yeah, they came to the college and did some videoing.
So it was your fault.
And yeah, all my fault. They came to the college and did some videoing, and they videoed, because I was doing music, and they videoed like us playing as part of the you couldn't hear us.
Oh, I was
It
going to
just
say, look
like-
what you've done, Dave. You
Yeah,
destroyed
so
Burslem.
I was in there for a little bit.
Maybe it's time to wrap it
Do you
up
know
on
what?
the singing.
Ceramica was a good idea, but it was maintaining it, and it was the same thing. It never got like renewed, and so once you've been there once.
That's what I mean. It was a terrible
It
idea.
was like,
It was never something that should evolve. We should have put right there and then a potteries museum into it. Not Hanley Museum where we're talking about bloody that random bit that's not changed in 200 years. You know, with the old animals that was stuffed back in
do you
1842.
know, it's all still there.
In a pike that was caught once in Knipersley in 1612.
The thing is, though, they do refresh it. So it's all the same.
You've got the Orge.
but they refresh the displays by way of they just kind of make it look a bit more modern. So it is but it's that's the nature side of the museum, and you've got the old the 1900s, early 1900s side of the museum with the pub.
Yeah,
You've got
yeah.
the pub and
the
everything like
pharmacy and whatnot. Or the chemist. Fucking pharmacy.
same thing, isn't it? But at least at the museum they do have new displays and new things for you to see, and new activities and everything. And they've just had the new, a few years ago now, the new Spitfire thing
That's
done.
beautiful.
Do you know I still haven't been?
Have you not?
Still haven't been. The last
tell you what.
time I went, it was just before they relaunched it, and it's where they had the wireframe Spitfire in place instead.
You should, because that Spitfire in what they've done at the museum, just on the Spitfire side, not on all the bits that haven't been changed in 200 years. On the Spitfire side, really, really good. Really good. And for Burslem, what I think they should have done, I know this is a bit far-fetched, do a pottery museum. How the canals first started. What Burslem looked like way back when. Because I'm sure we've got a picture somewhere.
They've got all the pottery stuff up in the Potteries Museum there. If you go upstairs, you know what I mean? It's all there.
But Burslem, Wedgwood,
But that's the thing, it's all in the Potteries Museum. It's all in Hanley.
All I can see in the Potteries Museum, I can't see of how Stoke-on-Trent came from this to this. None of that's depicted in the Potteries Museum. All there is a bunch of fancy pots.
Yeah.
It's true. It doesn't say way back in 1982, someone decided that we should build a canal. Who was it that decided build a canal? This guy. Do you get what I mean? That journey from A to Z.
They're filling the moat in, aren't they?
Which moat?
It's called the moat, isn't it? The bit that goes around the museum. Like, it goes down around the bottom. They're filling it all in.
What with?
Cement, maybe? I don't know. Concrete?
Where are the politicians hiding this time? That needs covering up.
It's all getting filled in, that is. Anyway,
apparently there's a nuclear bunker underneath Hanley Museum.
Probably. Have you seen him? Down by the train station.
Yes.
You got the college, and you go down as if you're going towards Stoke.
Yeah, under the Ting.
And they're building all that new complex there,
Yeah.
flats, restaurants, blah blah blah. Have you seen that they found like ancient bloody like underground halls as they were digging it all up?
I bet.
Yeah, they found it all underneath. So they're digging it all up, and they're like, "What is this?" And they found it. They've gone down, and basically, whatever was there before got flattened and got tarmacked over, but everything that was underneath ground level remained.
Yeah.
So as they've dug it up, they've found it all, and it's like, sound, we can use this. So they've incorporated it into the planning, so
Brilliant.
that things can go underneath. But it looks ace. I saw a video last night. It looks really,
Brilliant.
really good. Staying on music.
On music.
Another thing that happened this week, Cleon.
Go on.
The greatest night ever in the world.
Oh, dude.
Eurovision.
You are so gay for this programme.
I
Go on.
fucking love Eurovision,
Mate,
Cleon.
I turned over.
I love it.
You text me and put, "Oh, you're watching this?" And I put, "No, but I am now."
I am now.
When did it start? And I think that was at, 9:15?
About 9:30. Yeah.
And you
8
said
o'clock.
8 o'clock. So Cleon flipped over for the highlight section. And I saw a guy running, Dave. Just running,
Covered in oil.
covered in oil.
Yeah.
And I went,
Armenia.
yeah. And I just went, no. And then I had a look at the English entrance, and I just went, oh, Jesus, no.
Do you know?
Some strange songs that go on in that programme. And then I saw the winner. Dave, break it down. What's going on in the European song? What is going on? Because it just looks like a bunch of madness.
Well, it was in Switzerland. From the person who won last year, who had the banger, the one that went. That one. Nice neutral territory, Switzerland to do a tournament. Nice neutral little territory there. Nobody cares in Switzerland. It's like no, we don't want anything to do with anything. It's great.
I think the Satanists in Switzerland, I do.
They what?
Satanists.
Oh, all of them. Yeah.
All of them. You know, they're too neutral.
Uh-huh.
I think it's all a lie.
I'm just trying to pull up
This is very poor preparation, Dave.
No, I've got it. It's here. We're good. There we go. Right, I've just pulled the results up. So 37 countries enter. 26 go through to the final. You've got the big five, as it is, because countries that contribute to the European Broadcasting Union more than any other country, so they're allowed entry into the final.
Why not?
Which is the United Kingdom, France, Germany, Spain, and Italy. And then you have the previous year's winner. That's also allowed to enter. So the running order for the night: Norway, Luxembourg, Estonia, Israel, Lithuania, Spain, Ukraine, United Kingdom, Austria, Iceland, Latvia, Netherlands, Finland, Italy, Poland, Germany, Greece, Armenia, Switzerland, Malta, Portugal, Denmark, Sweden, France, San Marino, and Albania. They were all the countries that made it through to the final. And breathe. Now, the voting changed a few years ago because it used to just be a judge's vote. So every country would have a panel of judges. They would watch they would watch it. They would give 1 to 12 points to the countries that they wanted to give the points to, and then you'd have your winner. Now the way it works is the jury vote happens, and they give the 1 to 12 points, and then it goes to the audience vote. So the audience get to vote. You get, in the UK, I don't know what it's like in other countries, but in the UK, you get 20 votes each. So you can vote 20 times throughout the night. The phone lines open straight away, so you can vote as you're going, so you don't forget the songs. Because that was one of the big things. Like, if somebody's performing 26th, you may have forgotten who performed first. So then ones are fresher in your head. So you can vote as you're going along. Now, in the jury vote, Austria did really well. And this year, normally you can kind of guess who they're going to give the points to, but it was all over the place. Like, countries were getting 12 points that you wouldn't expect to get 12 points. And in the jury vote, the United Kingdom did really well. We got 88 points off the jurors. We got a couple of 12s, I think. And it's like, no way, they're doing really, really well. And I was like, do you know what? I think left-hand side of the board, well, you've just gone all confused. Left-hand side of the board, potential top 10 here. I think we're going to do okay. And then it came to the audience vote. United Kingdom get nul point.
Yeah, of course.
Nothing. Same as Alexander last year.
Same as probably the one the year before. Apart from that weird guy singing Spaceman.
Oh, no, he did really well, like Sam Fender. Let's face it, Sam Fender would have won, but the Ukraine got the sympathy vote. Don't get me wrong, it was a banger, but they got the sympathy vote. Sam Ryder would have won.
Posted it in our shores for the joy of it. This is what
I think it goes to show, though, if you've got a really good song, then politics really doesn't come into it, because a lot of people.
Did you see last night's winner?
I'm not on about last night. I'm about Sam Ryder. Sam Ryder had a banger of a song, an absolute banger of a song, and he should have won 400 and something points. You know what I mean? I can't remember his exact, but it's 400 and something points. He should have won that. And what I'm saying is, like, a lot of people go, oh, it's because Europe hates Britain because of Brexit. Brexit was 10 years ago, mate. Like,
yeah, we haven't won anything since.
I'm pretty certain that, like, people have kind of forgotten about that. People don't like Britain because we enter not very good songs. Like, you know what I mean? 1997 was the last time we won.
Dave,
right?
I've had an idea.
We're not entering Eurovision.
Yes, we are.
Last time
Dave.
Britain won. Stop it. The last time Britain won was 1997.
We are entering
if you
Eurovision.
Go through, no, we're not.
We are.
If you go through all of the entries after that, you'll see that sometimes we get 100 points, sometimes we get 10, sometimes we get 0. We just don't enter very good songs. Even
I'm writing a banger.
Even Engelbert Humperdinck couldn't get us up to the top.
I think we can win Eurovision for England.
We can't.
We can.
No, we can't.
We can.
No, we can't.
We can. Granted, we're very average at singing, very average of playing, but that basically makes us a winner of the Eurovision.
We can't win Eurovision.
What the fuck? Where the negativity? Yes, we can.
The girls last night, Remember Monday, I believe they were on The Voice. I think they were on The Voice.
They couldn't win it, and they were really good.
And I think they've got like a massive TikTok following. And
See, we've got a very small TikTok following.
This vocal harmony thing that they do. The song itself.
We can't harmonise.
The song itself was really good. If you listen to the song, listen to it on Spotify, listen to the recorded version of it. The song itself is really good. It's a really good pop song. The performance, not so much. The performance, not so much. It was a little bit all over the place. One of the girls seems to struggle with breathing when she's performing, which really impacted her voice, which is just a shame. It just wasn't a strong vocal performance from them, but I think the song as a whole was a good song. I think it was a good entry, and if it was potentially somebody else singing it, it might have done better. But and that's why the audience give it no points, because it wasn't.
We could write a we could write a really poor camp song, and and unite a European unite Europe, Dave. I love how you're completely ignoring me on this.
It's a silly idea. The big story for me.
We could be like the Pet Shop Boys with flashy suits on.
Weird. The big story for me of the night was Israel. Right now, politics and what's going on in the world aside, right? Israel always put bangers into Eurovision. They always put good songs into Eurovision.
Very good stage as
let's just say that right now. I am totally against what's happening over there. They are literally committing genocide. This is what's happening. However, right, the song was a banger. It was very, very good, and the jury vote, it did pretty well.
What you said just then is, genocide aside, they're really good at songwriting.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said. You can't deny that. It's exactly what I said. Like, what's happening over there is fucking shocking. But
aside from his record with kids, his charity work was excellent, Savile.
Honestly, do you know? You finished listening to the song, right? Because I watched the semi-finals. Come on, Cleon, get back in the room. I watched the semi-finals, and when they finished performing, I was like, "Oh, that's like listening to Lost Prophets, isn't it? That's a fucking really good song. That's
you can't put my mind on this wavelength."
That's like when I Believe I Can Fly comes on a random playlist, and you're just like, "Oh no."
Oh, that happened the other day.
You try and separate Robert from R. Kelly. It's like...
Oh, what came on in the sun the other day? Bump and Grind. No, Dave, Bump and Grind came on while I was driving in the sun the other day.
Certainly didn't see anything wrong with it.
My mind's telling me no.
Should have listened. He should have listened.
He should have done, really.
So, yeah. Now, it did pretty well in the jury vote. It really did, right? And then... the public vote came in, the audience vote, and it got a ridiculous amount, and it shot it up to first place, and it stayed in first place. 357 points, it stayed in first place till the very, very end. Literally, we just had Austria's points to come in. And Austria needed 100 points. Right, so 357, Israel have been top for pretty much the entire audience vote now, and Austria had 258. They only needed 100.
Yeah.
At this moment in time, right, the European Broadcasting Union must have been shitting themselves, because Israel are gonna win. They're winning, and it's like, oh fuck, we've got to go to fucking Tel Aviv next year.
Yeah.
We can't do this. Can we go? I don't know if we can go.
Oh, you can go.
Oh my good God. As luck would have it, Austria got a fucking ton of votes. They ended up on 436. So Austria win with the guy with the really high pitched voice.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about.
The performance was great. You didn't like if you only saw the end performance. You didn't have all the stage theatrics with it. Obviously, it was a great performance. Pretty decent song. You know, putting everything into it. Sound. It was fine.
Do you know what you should do with these songs? Listen to them without seeing the performance. Just take away all the performance. 'Cause
Yeah.
what I did last night, because I came in dead late, I went, oh, quick, I'll jump on and have a listen to the songs.
Yeah.
And you do this. Okay, this is madness.
They had the usual cheesy ones. Estonia. Estonia's Tommy Cash with Espresso Macchiato, which the Italians were deeming as very racist.
No, it's only racist if you sing it like this. Espresso macchiato.
No, that happened.
Oh,
Yeah, we had some of this in. We had
they even bought an Italian hand.
we had some Italian hand in there. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Um,
At the end, he didn't go ciao and leave on a moped.
but it was full Eurovision camp, that one. Sweden, who were tipped to win, that was a European camp quirky song. There were some great tracks. People were surprised that Greece got through to the final. It was a brilliant song. There's no reason why it shouldn't have been there. I think Malta was the one that was it was tipped to win at one point, but it just didn't do well at all. I thought it'd do well with the audience, but not the judges. Turns out it was the other way around. I think the British girls deserve more than what they got.
Do you know what I would have done being the British girls? You know, every time they cut to them and it went, England, Nipois, and they were all like, smiley and like try and keep the plucked faces up. I'd be like that with my finger.
Well, they don't do that anymore. They don't do the null point thing.
Oh, well, when they say England or whatever they were saying then, and then the girls were going like that, weren't they? I'd be like ah.
So the way it works with the voting now
Throwing
as well
Armenia sliding them across the stage.
the jury actually vote the day before.
Oh.
So you have two semi-finals, Tuesday and Thursday.
Yeah.
And then you've got the jury performance, which
Mm-hmm.
happens like it's not televised. So they do the show again for the jurors. So they all vote on the Friday. So they've already got their votes in. So it'll go to, let's say it goes to Iceland, and the representative for Iceland will stand there ready to give the points, and then up the side of the screen, 1 to 10 comes up. So it's 1 through 10, and then 12 points for the winner, for who they thought was the best.
Yeah.
So all them will come up 1 to 10. Boom, 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 comes up on the side of the screen, and they just announce who they're giving 12 points to. So it's dead quick. So anybody that hasn't got points, the camera doesn't go to. It only does that on the audience vote. So it's like
it must have been on the
it's
audience
like the
vote,
audience give you 0 points.
And I saw the
And you're
English
like,
girls go like, oh, why don't they give it like?
Well, that's what he was. What was the guy who did Embers that year? He got no points. He got nothing from the jury and nothing from the audience because he can't sing. Banger of a song, but he can't sing. And that's what he did. He just got up. He stood up with his beer in his hand going, keep loving life.
I'm getting smashed.
Yeah. But no, I don't think it was the strongest year for Eurovision. It was all right.
I thought
It's always good fun in this house.
Extra camp this year. It was extra
Australia
camp
next
this
year, though, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Nice,
It'd be
good
good.
to
It was
Australia.
just a bit extra camp this year,
And
and it's not the year to be extra camp this year.
I had about 4 things that I wanted to talk about this week, and I've completely forgot the other 2.
I've got a would you rather.
Oh, okay.
Gonna like this one.
All right. It's just, okay. I don't like that look in your eye.
Yeah, no, you're not gonna like it, but it's a good one. Would you rather suck off a
Oh,
homeless?
come on.
Well, hang on.
What?
Wait a minute.
We're going
Wait a
back
minute.
into Schindler's List territory
I'm not
here.
bothered. It's a great would you rather. It's a brilliant one. It's one that caught me in a conundrum. Would you rather suck off a homeless guy for 30 minutes non-stop and him not finish, or for 5 minutes and him finish? See, told you. It proper goes down into you.
Do you have to spit or swallow?
Swallow. Told you. Yeah.
It's a tricky one, isn't it?
See?
It's a tricky one because
See? There's not been.
I don't think I've got
bloke.
I don't think I've got the stamina. It's 5 minutes and finish. I'm swallowing it. I don't care.
Every single bloke said the same thing.
Yeah.
After a quick 3-minute think through.
You have to have a think, don't you? Like, it's 5 minutes. What am I getting out of it?
Nothing.
Apart from, oh, well, no.
It's just would you rather.
No.
A tap on the head.
Have you seen one of the latest things that's gone viral with women asking the partners, would you? Now they say $1 billion. I'd do anything for $1 billion, but would you punch me as hard as you can for $1 billion?
Yeah.
And yeah, instantly, straight away into it. There's no hesitation.
Where?
The bloke's like, yeah.
Where?
And the women are getting dead. Like, what do you mean you'd punch me?
Where and what with?
Yeah. One guy was like, you would have to drag me off you for $1 billion. Like, I would keep punching.
Yeah. I wouldn't keep punching.
And
That's a bit far.
The woman's like, this guy instantly, her baby, would you punch me as hard as you can for $1 billion?
Yeah.
Yep. What do you mean you'd punch me? What do you mean you'd punch me? What do you mean? They start kicking off, and he's like, it's $1 billion. Of course I would punch you. Why would I not punch you? I can't believe you'd punch me, and they're getting all frustrated.
I'd
and
punch
he's
you
like,
and then count me. I'd punch you with my right hand and make sure the money had gone in my bank on my app on my left.
and they're like, what? They're like, you're going to benefit from this too. It's $1 billion.
Yeah.
Like, there's one guy.
Jodie'd stick a chin out, I think.
There's one guy, casual as anything, right? He's got his phone in his hand and he's scrolling through. And this woman goes, would you punch me as hard as you can for $1 billion? And he just went, I'd do it for 1,000.
Didn't even break his scroll.
Didn't break his scroll. I'd do it for 1,000.
Oh, well, yesterday we had the FA Cup final.
We did, Cleon.
We had the FA Cup final yesterday, one of the greatest moments in football, or one of the greatest days in football, one of the most historical football competitions. We had Crystal Palace versus Man City, and there was only ever going to be one winner in that game. It was Crystal Palace. From 5 days ago, it was Crystal Palace. Yesterday, I'm at football telling people Crystal Palace are going to win, but I'm too afraid to place a bet. I'm watching the beep in match, Dave. I'm watching the match. Crystal Palace are scoring, and I'm going, should have just put a bet on. You even said, Cleon, Ezra was going to score, and he's gone and bloody scored. If you listen back to the previous podcast, Dave, I give you the results of the entire day's football. Every result on that day is absolutely bang on.
Right.
If I would have just put a fiver on all what I said, I would have won a fortune on those days. So follow Cleon's top tips. But anyway, it was the FA Cup. It was Pep Guardiola versus the Crystal Palace manager. So bad at lower level teams. I'm so bad. I'm sorry. And yeah, they got done. And for some reason, when Man City were having a penalty, Haaland gave the ball to a different Man City player to take who missed the penalty. It was, why have you just done that, Haaland? Are you the number 9? Are you the centre foot? Do you know what you would have had to have done yesterday, Dave, to get that ball out of my hand on that penalty?
Yeah.
You would have literally had to wrestle me on the ground to get the ball out of my hand. It would have been up my top and everything. It would have been like, I take penalties in this team. Like, no, you don't know more.
Yeah.
Not while I've got the ball, you don't. You're going to make yourself look rather stupid wrestling this ball off me. And Haaland bottled it. So is he a great forward or is he a big-time bottler?
Yeah.
There was a moment in the match yesterday, Dave.
Yeah.
Listen to this with VAR. Sorry, I thought you were going to start talking. There was a moment in the match yesterday with VAR where Dean Henderson, the goalkeeper's come out of his goal, centre goal. Out of the goal, Dave.
Yeah.
He's hit the ball away with his hand. The ref didn't send him off because he said it wasn't denying a clear and obvious goal-scoring opportunity.
Yeah, I've seen this.
And then the git went and saved a penalty 5 minutes later.
Yeah.
If I was Pep Guardiola yesterday was at the most angriest I've ever seen him in football.
Yeah.
Now, Man City, right or wrong, were let down by football yesterday.
Yeah.
There is no way. How is it not denying a goal-scoring opportunity when Erling Haaland is just about to tap the ball around you and put it into the net? And the only way he can't stop doing that is because you, with your bloody hand, do that. No, away.
Right.
And they said it's not a red card. I was like, it's not a red card. It can only be a red card.
Yeah, because I've not seen it in detail. I kind of saw it as I was scrolling through highlights on my phone, and like he was out the area, and he touched it with his hand.
He got a yellow card for it.
But surely that's an instant red card. You know what I mean?
Hang on a minute, hang on.
That's where I was at. But I've watched a little bit of like the commentators talking about it. Yeah, that's a red card.
Apparently, he's not denying him a goal scoring opportunity.
Of course he is.
Apparently, it's not denying him a goal scoring opportunity.
Especially with it being Haaland as well, because he's like 9 foot.
If it's
his
me
legs
running through on goal, I've only got to tap the ball past you and go in the goal.
All she's got to do is clip that dump, clip it over his head.
Tap it round the side. What stops him from tapping it round the side of him?
I mean, the boy did what he had to do. You know what I mean? That's like somebody fouling, like, and getting a red card to stop the team from losing. I was just pulling up with Crystal Palace winning that now. They go into the Europa League, don't they? So, and as it stands, with Man City being in 6th at the moment, they'll be Europa League, won't they?
Yeah.
And then is it 7th going to the Conference League?
Mm-hmm.
And are Man United and Tottenham currently in the Europa League, aren't they?
Final, yeah.
They're in the Europa League. So whoever wins that one goes to the Champions League.
Yeah, Man United can backdoor it again.
And they are bottom of the... I know they're not bottom, but they are bottom. They're 17th and 16th, aren't they?
Yeah. They're the lowest point you can be without being relegation.
Without being relegated. And one of them's going to get through to the Champions League.
Yeah.
That's quite funny.
It's not.
It's not. But...
It's not, because I bet everyone Man United won't qualify for the Champions League.
Oh, man.
And I've got it right on the league. Look,
and that's just, I've seen it,
Look, Dave.
And that's just a cheeky backdoor way
in. They did it again. I had a bet last bloody year about the Champions League. I ended up paying out £700.
Yeah.
Because what they did, they won the FA Cup last year. And that backdoors you into the Europa.
Yeah.
So, and what it did was knock Newcastle out of the league as well. Newcastle out the Europa. So I've doubled it up this year, and the Gits might backdoor it again.
What have we got left then? 2 games?
Got 2 games left. So today's football...
There are a few teams on 37, So
today we've got Everton v Southampton, currently leading 1-0. We've got West Ham versus Nottingham Forest. I don't know who's going to win that. Brentford versus Fulham. Leicester versus Ipswich. And Arsenal versus Newcastle is the 4:30 kickoff. That 4:30 kickoff will decide... kind of 2nd and 3rd.
Yes.
Because if Newcastle win today, that puts them 2nd. If Arsenal win today, that kind of gives them 2nd.
Yeah.
We've also, so it takes Newcastle. If we lose today, we stay at 3rd. If we win today, we go 2nd.
I mean, it's not... I'm just looking
It's too close, that is.
It's really close, isn't it?
5th's at 66, 4th's at 66, 3rd's at 66, and 2nd's at 68.
Yeah, it's very close, isn't it? So Man City 6 on 65, Notts Forest on 62.
Yeah.
So it's still all to play for. Because, like, I heard somebody saying the other day, like, there's no point watching the Premier League now.
The thing is...
And I'm like, well, that 2 down to 7's very close. That's worth watching. It for.
The thing is, West Ham and Nottingham Forest play at 2:15. So if Nottingham Forest win, Newcastle know what they need to do against Arsenal. So the fixtures are very, very fortunate to us. And this is our last away game of the season. Next week we're at home to Everton, and it's our last game of the season.
Yeah.
Today is Everton's last home game of the season.
Yes.
in their last home game at Goodison.
Yeah.
So today's their cup final.
Right.
Next week, they won't care.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll be too drunk from this week. And then they've got to play at St James's. So today's
the day.
is really
Yeah.
our last hurdle to get over. Joe Linton's out for the rest of the season. Get well soon, Big Joe. You sexy Brazilian mother hubbard, you.
I meant to send you.
Welcome round my house anytime, bro.
I meant to send you this video, Cleon, but I will just describe it for you. There was somebody doing little interviews with Newcastle fans, and this guy goes up to a Newcastle fan, and he was like, "Quick question for you: would you let Joe Linton sleep with your wife if it meant automatic entry into the Champions League?" And he responded with, "I would put it in for him." I would hold on to it and I would put it in for him. There you go, mate.
I'd work his backside and everything for him. Go on, matey. No? Maybe Bruno.
Maybe Bruno.
Or Dan Burn could. Yeah, he can.
Dan Burn could.
Here's a question. 100 men versus one gorilla.
Oh, it's been the thing, hasn't it?
It's been the thing.
It's been the thing. One gorilla.
Yeah, every
One
day.
gorilla every day, like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, maybe...
The gorilla would tire after about 60.
Yeah. If you could, like... I don't know. The gorilla would get through the first 40, no mither. He'd tire at about 60. Maybe at about 80 if you could send Brock Lesnar in. He's the only hope we've got.
Well, just
Like,
send The Rock, Brock, and every. They're the last 10.
The Rock, no, he wouldn't. He wouldn't last a fucking second, man. He's fucking soft. The
John
Rock
Cena
is soft.
can't wrestle.
There's no way. There's no way The Rock is that big from eating eggs and chicken. He's that big from roids. He's got no strength. He is soft. Like, yeah, Brock Lesnar is legit. Oh, Everton have just scored again, 2-0. So if we send Brock Lesnar in at around 80, 90, maybe he can get on his back and start choking the gorilla out while the last 10 just swiftly kick it in its knees and balls, like, and then maybe we stand a chance, but only with Brock
The last 20 are Millwall fans.
and Josh Arnott. That's it.
Josh Arnott.
Not Josh Arnott. Josh.
Josh Arnott.
He's the actor, isn't he? Josh.
The guy from Sin City, Dave, the detective.
No, what the fucking hell's he? Josh Barnett. That's it.
I'm not sure what he's going to do here, Dave.
Yeah.
Josh Arnott, you pillock.
Josh Barnett and Brock. We send them two in near the end.
Yeah.
Maybe we stand a chance, but not really. No, the gorilla's having you every time.
Yeah. I'd say the 100 men.
Nah.
Just because we organise. We flank him.
What about
One of us get on his legs.
one man
Yeah.
and 100
Midgets.
100
That'd be a mint fight.
poodle-sized gorillas?
Yeah, that's the one man, isn't it? That's just kicking
Just
gorillas.
booting 'em.
Yeah. That'd be good. 5 men versus 100 midgets.
The midgets win.
Yeah. What did I watch last night?
You weren't watching
Oh,
midget
I've
tossing,
just
were
had-
you?
This is what happens when you get a bit
Hey, can you say
squiffy.
midget? I think you can say midget.
Yeah, you can say midget tossing. It's just porn. What do you get into? You know when you've had a few, Dave, at night, and you go through your videos, and you're like, "What the hell is this?" Have you seen men versus women cage fighting? Yeah.
Oh, when it's like 2-on-1?
Yeah.
I've seen bits and bobs, yeah. I've
Watched
seen
a
bits and
full
bobs.
hour and a half of it last night.
The thing is, like,
Where can I sign up?
what gets me about it is that they're blatantly putting in like big blokes versus two smaller women that don't really know how to fight.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just, this isn't sport. This is just punishment. If you get somebody like Amanda Nunes or Chris Cyborg and put them in with the same blokes, the bloke is getting his arse handed to him. Like,
So I'm putting the challenge out there amongst our influencer community. We can put this in a short. We can do what we want with it. I'm putting the challenge out there. I will fight any 2 women in the octagon. Any 2. Pick them. I'm available for the Vegas showdowns. I know we have them once every quarter. I am available for that
mate.
pay-per-view. I'll get in a ring with a bunch of women. I won't even put a head guard on.
You know you're getting your arse
I'm
handed
not
to you,
getting
don't
my
you?
arse handed to me by two women
Yeah,
at all.
you are.
I'm not.
If it's the right women, it's happening.
I need 3 months of training. No, I need 3 months.
No,
Mate, 3 months.
It's not
I mean,
happening.
No, 3 months.
it's not happening.
It's happening.
If you get two of the best cage fighters in the world in a
I'm
cage,
not. Whoa. You've just leveled me through the roof. I said influencers.
did you say influencers?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear you say
I never
that.
said give me the 2 best female cage
Because that's what I
fighters
said. If you put
in
Amanda
the
Nunes
world.
or Chris Cyborg in with these
Not
guys,
the 2
then they're
best
going to get
female fighters.
murked.
I'm putting it out there amongst influencers.
Why do you want to do this? It's just weird, Cleon.
It's just,
you don't want to.
It just
No.
looks like let's
This is
even
very
some scores.
strange. It's very strange.
I can't do it in any lifetime. I can't just do it not normally, but
Oh,
it just
man.
looked like fun. The
I
guy
thought
was
we'd moved-
basically
I thought we'd moved away from this.
No,
I thought
no.
we were better people.
no, we are
Cleon.
better. No, just listen.
I thought we'd
I was
changed.
laughing my head off because he was running to this one
I
woman.
thought we'd grown up.
He'd run to this one woman and go jab, and then he'd go, oh my God, there's another one round here. It went on, mate, for 40 minutes, and it was just funny to watch. You know, just like a car crash happening in slow-mo.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like. Just looked like a bit of fun. And I thought, oh, these are influencers. This is in Vegas. You get paid for this. Yeah, go on then. I'm not saying I want beat women up. I'm just
Kinda sounds like it, Claire.
What I'm saying, Dave.
It kind of sounds like it.
You've been in the house too much, you have.
It
You've got
kinda
way
s-
You can tell you've watched all this gay stuff all night, Dave.
Just-
You've gone too far.
I've got this idea, Dave. What I'm going to do is I'm going to train for 3 months and then go beat up 2 women. It's exactly what it sounds like.
What I said was
That's exactly
every
what it
single
sounds
quarter. That's not what I said.
I've got stuff that I can't do in real life that I can do in this situation. And put me in there because I've got things I need to get out of my
I
system.
never said, can I choose the people I put in there as females? I'm saying every single quarter there's a card that gets put on in Caesar's Palace in Vegas. This is true, Dave. Yeah? Where there's an
It's just
influencer and they
strange.
fight each other. So I'm just like to put my name forward. That's not what I said.
Oh,
Go play rugby for a couple of days, Dave.
no. No, that's just exhausted me. Okay, we're done now. We're going. We've done longer than an hour. It's cool. Yeah, sound. It's been fun. We haven't seen each other for a short while, and nice little catch up. We're gonna Up the Trent Without a Paddle, out and about, series 1 on YouTube. We have the first 5 episodes ready to go. Shall we launch them next week?
Yeah?
Let's launch them next week. We will launch them on... Oh, I'm going to pick a random date here. Thursday, the 22nd. Should we do that?
Yeah.
Does that work?
Yeah.
Morning or evening?
Morning.
10 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
10 a.m. Thursday, the 22nd of May. We will launch Up the Trent Without a Paddle, out and about, season 1. 5 episodes of me and Cleon in and around Stoke-on-Trent, going to visit some places that are lovely, sticking it to the guys that come to the city and just interview dust-heads. You can find dust-heads in every city. So
Yeah, you can.
we've gone to places where very, very nice places to visit.
Very nice places.
Very nice places to visit in Stoke-on-Trent. We have a lovely walk around Middleport Pottery. We go to Malcop Castle.
Malcop.
It was very windy.
Or Moocop.
I thought I was going to die. We visited Ford Green Hall.
Ford Green.
And we had a lovely tour around Ford Green Hall by a member of staff there who was dressed in full gear.
Yes.
And took us all around the hall. It was a lovely
Yes.
day. We had a walk around the what's the nature thing behind Ford Green Hall?
Nature Reserve.
What's it called though?
Oh, Whitfield Valley.
Whitfield Valley Nature Reserve, and we've had the weather to do all these things as well. Some of you may have noticed the short out and about that we popped up,
Yeah.
White Ladies Priory, which is still an ST postcode, but it's not Stoke, but it's like Eccleshire kind of thing.
It's an SD.
But yeah, that's the kind of thing. And we went to Valacor Books in Hanley, which is an independently owned bookstore, and we had the opportunity to sit down with Mitch, who owns the bookstore, and ask him all about the store and his ambitions and why he wanted to open a bookstore. We are going to put a short out or a reel or a TikTok or whatever the cool kids call them. Whatever platform you're on. If it's on YouTube, it's a short. If it's Instagram, it's a reel, or it's a tickety-tock.
Why is it on TikTok?
A TikTok.
Or is it a talk?
I think it's just a video. A TikTok. I think it's a talk. I don't know.
Is it a talk?
I don't know. Is it a tick?
Can you let us know, anyone?
Yeah, we don't know what it's called. But we're going to do a short about Valacor Books, and on the YouTube channel, it is it's an interview with Mitch from the bookstore. So what we need you to do is head over to YouTube. We are at Up the Trent on YouTube. Thursday, the 22nd of May at 10 a.m. we will launch Series 1 of Up the Trent Without a Paddle, Out and About. This is going to be all over the socials as well. So give us a follow on all of our social media. On Instagram, it's Up the Trent Podcast. And on Facebook, YouTube, X, Blue Sky, and TikTok, it is Up the Trent. And whatever podcast platform you use, you've got that look on your face, Cleon, as if
Kind
like...
of put one out on TikTok.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah, I've seen that. It's fine.
Oh, okay, thanks.
Yeah.
I was looking at you going, oh, no, I better delete that quick.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought Cleon was going to edit it down and just do a little TikTok reel about Fort Green Hall. What he actually did is put the whole video up. So there's a little preview for you if you want to watch that. That's on.
Yeah, you could have put on there when you sent it me, though, edit it down or anything.
Well, the message before said, can you send me the video so I can edit it?
I edited it.
And I went, what? I mean, you didn't, did you?
I did. I shortened it down so it could go online onto TikTok.
You just put it on.
I did. I split it into two.
Yeah, it's just fine.
I'm just editing.
Whatever podcast platform you use to listen to the show, please hit that follow, like, or subscribe button. It makes us feel, every time somebody presses it, it makes us feel warm and fuzzy in our
Pants.
Yeah,
I thought we'd come away from that.
yeah. Just not the naughty bits in the pants, just around like the gooch area.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah. You get a little thing
On the gooch area.
You get a little shooty bum.
On the gooch area,
Shooty
whilst
bum.
we're talking about
I don't want to talk about
No,
it.
we're talking about it. I did a 28-mile bike ride on Friday.
Oh,
And I can be really honest with you.
you got a bruised gooch?
Really bruised. like the most bruised my gooch has ever been.
For those that don't know, the gooch is that bit of skin between the ball sack and the bumhole.
Yeah, where your seat sits.
Yeah. So send
Cream.
Hit that like, follow, subscribe button. And don't forget, you guys are awesome. And we will see you next time.